Hello. As you can imagine, when you do a lot of coaching, I often get people come to me just, things haven't worked out, life isn't good. And they compare themselves to other people. And if you think about, and the reason that this is a problem, people come to me and they're looking for solutions. And they've often spent a large amount of their time analysing everyone around them and the life that person lives. And yet, if I asked you how many people you know, especially over the years, who you know, who you've met, who you've worked with, well, it turned out behind closed doors, they were completely different people. Maybe they were an alcoholic, maybe they were a raging cokehead, maybe they were, unfortunately, a paedophile. Maybe it turned out they spoke 5 languages. Maybe they had an amazing car collection, avid readers. Maybe it turned out him and the missus were swingers. People you find out are gay. It's people that are involved in domestic violence. People it turns out didn't know they were unwell. People who are on their 2nd or 3rd marriage. People, turns out, people with criminal records. People used to have their own businesses. People have kids, don't have kids. People have lost children. People who were orphaned or adopted. And the reason I give you so many examples, actually one that it's amazing sometimes you'll be in a room with somebody and not realise they were a former champion at something, or national level champion at something, running, boxing, some form of martial art, crossbow or archery or something. Turns out they were European world level, and you're like, oh, right. But they're much older now. I used to train with a guy in the gym. I didn't know him exceptionally well by any stretch of the imagination, but in his youth, he was one of those guys that did crazy strongman stunts at like fairs and circuses. And yet I knew him in his 80s. And he was still a strong bloke, don't get me wrong, but you saw pictures of him in his 20s and his 30s. And the guy stopped a room, and everyone stopped to see what he could do. He was an incredible man. And the reason I mention that is often when things are going wrong in our life, people will say, yeah, I just want to be normal. And my question is always, what's normal? Great. I mean, I want you to be normal as well. Define what normal is for me. You define based on every single person you know. You define what is normal. If you can tell me what normal is, I'll implement that into my coaching programs for people. It's that simple. I'll implement it into my coaching programs for you. You tell me what's normal. And you can't. Because the more you explore your own housing estate, the more you explore your own village, town or city, your own country, it's as fucked up as anywhere else. There is no example of normal anywhere. So when you're beating yourself to death, criticising yourself, being hard on yourself, that stick you use to beat yourself up with, nah. If you're going to beat yourself, do so gently. Beat yourself with a feather. The world is far from perfect. There is no such thing as normal. And you're probably doing a lot better than you realise. You really are. You're comparing yourselves to the wrong thing. You're comparing yourself to an illusion of what you have with somebody and not knowing the truth behind closed doors. There is no such thing as normal. There are just people doing the best they can. and 99% of them are living in an illusion. And if you're having problems right now, if you're struggling right now, maybe it's because the illusion you were living in doesn't support your beliefs anymore, or what you know to be true. So, treat yourself gently, and if you're going to beat yourself up, do so with a feather. Take care of yourself. If you have any questions or comments, please, as always, leave them below.